bit more about that. So Chi Nei Tsang is important, like I said, because of the emotional imbalances, the digestive issues. It helps promote circulation and helps create a relationship with people's bodies. So one of the most amazing things I think experiencing in the clinic is when people have Chi Nei Tsang, they have the hands on the belly, they really feel nourished and supported, and they kind of feel like they come home to their bodies in a way that they don't quite receive that connection to themselves in the same way. It can be very powerful. And I hope you guys get to experience that too. So, who am I? A little bit about me. My name is Dr. Jazz. I'm a doctor of acupuncture and Chinese medicine. I attended the University of Minnesota, Twin Cities, for my undergrad. I went to Pacific College of Oriental Medicine, now Pacific College of Health Sciences. I did both the master's and the doctorate degree. I was a massage therapist before that, doing shiatsu massage, and that's what got me into Chi Nei Tsang. Is this class was offered there, and it led me down the path to learn from Master Montauk Chia, who I'll talk about in a bit. And so that is my specialty is digestive and emotional health. Um, I've studied in Thailand and, share this wisdom with people because, going into the acupuncture school, I was really surprised at how little we talked about the emotions and the spirit, and that mental health component of really connecting people to their bodies. And so I think this ties in really well if you're a practitioner or body worker with some of those ideas. So I have online classes, you're here on this one. There's some recorded classes, and I'll have some upcoming live in-person classes this year as well. So keep an eye out for that. So what is exactly Chi Nei Tsang? So we talk about what is the cause of sickness, right? We need to investigate that. If there's obstruction in the organs or congestion in the abdomen, that can cause those disharmonies. The Taoist sages observe that humans often develop energy blockages in their internal organs. Those obstructions happen at the center of the body, and those vital functions can constrict that chi flow. Things like negative emotions, overwork, stress, accidents, surgeries, even drugs or toxins, improper food, bad posture, those are all things that can disrupt the digestion. And through some of these meditation practices, which we'll go through in a bit, these sages looked at these connections between nature, the five element theory, and the internal organs. And so we'll see the relationship between the organs and those five elements later on. And when those obstructed internal organs store that unhealthy chi, it can overflow to other organs if it can't find an outlet, right? So think about our culture says stuff it down, don't let anyone see your emotions, keep it inside. And so where does that go? Into our bodies, into our organs, and then that's when those imbalances and disruptions can happen. So Chi Nei Tsang is also this method that can clear those blockages because Chi moves through the channels or the meridians. So does the nervous system, the blood, the lymph, right? They're all passageways of information and it needs to flow smoothly. But if it's blocked because you're tense or locked up, right? We can see that in the fists, but if you feel that in the belly, right, that can disrupt the flow of that Chi too, right? And this is our control center. These are the systems that are concentrated here in the abdomen. We're going to see some great pictures that show that. So if we have those tensions, that worry, stress, emotional for days, months, years, think about when something made you depressed. Were you depressed for an hour or a week or a month or years? It's different for everyone how we process those emotions. And this also teaches tools that we can use to transform that negativity into positive vitality and clear those obstructions through circulation of the chi. And we're going to do that with these manual techniques. Each of the human emotions is an expression of energy that can hurt or heal the body. And so we're here to learn how to discern that. And Chi Nei Tsang was developed to recycle and transform those negative energies that obstruct the internal organs, clear out the toxins, clear out those bad emotions, whether it's excessive or deficient heat, that might cause that dysfunction. And then Chi Nei Tsang can also be a complement to other disciplines, right? So there's an art and science to reflexology, psychology, Reiki, shiatsu, massage, acupuncture, other body works. It's this comprehensive approach to energizing, strengthening, and detoxifying the internal system. And it may also help eliminate the need for surgery, which can be really beneficial for a lot of people that might end up getting some surgery that wasn't necessary. We'll talk about that more later. Here are some of the benefits of Chi Nei Tsang. The system itself is called the Universal Healing Tao. That's what Master Montauk Chia created, who this is his system. And so these meditations enable us to flow that chi, energize, and cleanse the organs. And then practitioner knowledge, right? Chi Nei Tsang practitioners do not just apply the techniques, they're capable of directing that chi flow, and they always prioritize their own health. So this is a really important thing that I think I really want to emphasize, and why we're going to spend a little bit of time on the meditations and clearing out our own chi is because if you have negative emotions, if you show up for your patients and you're in a bad mood, do you think that's going to affect the treatment? Do you think that might impact how that patient receives what you're doing? So it's really important that we do our own cleansing, that we do our own chi balancing. So then when you get to your patient, you come from a place of neutrality instead of a place of whatever your own stuff, personal stuff is that's going on, right? So my teacher said to me, the more you the clearer you are with your chi, the more effective you are as a practitioner. And that way you can work smarter and be more effective. And it doesn't take as much effort because you are clear with your emotions. You are aligned with who you are. You're cleansed of any negativity that might impact the session. So it can be a really powerful thing to do. And that's something that we always make sure that we are staying on top of. And the other benefit of Chi Nei Tsang is to educate others to heal themselves, right? So this is a way that we can teach our patients how to do self-care. So this lecture I'm showing through the lens of doing it on your own belly. And this is something that you can then teach to your patients too. And if you want to come to learn Chi Nei Tsang to do on your patients, I am teaching a class in a couple weeks for a live, hands-on, in-person workshop where we can learn how to do it on other bellies. But today we're going to learn how to do it on our own bellies. And hopefully that will translate in a way that you'll be able to share that with your patients, or perhaps in your life to a loved one or someone you care about if you're not a practitioner. So the origins of Chi Nei Tsang come from Taoism. And I think Taoism is really interesting. It often gets mixed up with Buddhism, and there are definitely two different things, both in Asia. But Taoism is, I think I'm going to have another slide about this, the way of nature, the way without force, going with the flow, right? And so it starts out where the Taoists were living these lives where they were one with nature in the mountains, eating vegetarian diets, meditating all day long, yet they still had digestive issues. So eventually they started pushing on each other's bellies and created this massage, recognizing that there was an emotional component to digestion. And so once they figured that out, they kept it secret in those Taoist monasteries for thousands of years.